Okay, so now we're building the overhead compartment up here. We have our seat swivels in, waiting for the passenger side to still come in. So this is double bubble, double foil insulation. Let's try to get a close-up on this right here. It's 2 layers, if you can see that. It's 2 layers of insulation, or basically commercial strength foil stuff. A bubble with foil on either side. And then, because we don't have much clearance right here, once this roof board comes over, we've removed, of course, the inner liner. You can see the airbags right here on the event of if we ever had a collision or what have you, which we won't have, yay. And I've put on these panels and the beginning of this, and what I'm using here, this is sheeple insulation. Actually, it's sheeple we're using for insulation. See, I can put my face on it and go, yay, friendly. So, I don't know if you caught that, but anyway, like this. Yay. My insulation is friendly for me. So anyway, we've shoved that all in here, and also up in here. This is all full of insulation right here. And then we've cut these pieces like this. They're going up in here, like that. And then these other boards is going to go in here, and that's going to be a cabinet when we're done. And that look real nice. Okay, so this is the headliner without the visor things right here. These go up right there, like that. I've already removed them, and whatever, like that. And what I've decided, originally I was just going to take out this thing completely and make a brand new thing so I can have storage up here. That's a really nice storage area, and nobody's head is freaking going to touch that. Heads generally come up to about right there. So anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop that thing in half and build my storage area above it, because this area right there is so weird and convoluted in many different shapes. I'm just going to chop their whole thing off right there and build mine on top of it, because the top part is really nice that I have envisioned, which I'll show you in a second. And that bottom part would be so difficult to put a trim piece up there with all the different strange angles you can see right here. It's all so curved. And that's a kind of nice little doodad right there, that light thing. That little thing right there. That, okay, whatever. I'll probably wire it into my own 12-volt system and off the engine battery so it doesn't burn out the lights. And that's my idea. Okay, so now we have this overhead area pretty much finished up. We got the wires hanging down here. We're going to put some lights here, there. This will be small lights for cabinets. We've sealed this all up, and we got our sheeple insulation all in here. And at the top we actually added some sheeple back here, and we have that in 2 parts, that board there, because it's wider towards the front than it is towards the back, so otherwise it's pretty much not possible to get this bottom board right there, that overhead board, and those 2 boards in there without cutting them in half, basically. As well as it doubles because the antenna back access is right here. So if I ever need to get that, I will take off these 2 boards to access that. And this we have right here, just screwed in. Let me get it back up for you so you can see exactly like this. Oh, and here, yeah, I cut that original, as you can see, I just chopped that off. That took a lot of work. I slipped right there. Right there. Oops. Anyway, so I just chopped that up, and right here I'm going to build a little box, a little shelf, because that's just useless space here. It's a lot of space in there. You can see it's about a significant amount of space. Put my whole hand in there, so I'll build a little box in there, walls. And right here, and I have this piece right here. This is just a piece of square board right here that I kind of banana peeled off the edge. Like I peeled it like a banana right there and screwed that in because I don't have a welder. And also then it's removable as opposed to welding it. Same with the other side. Right there, you can see. And then just hammered it around and conformed it to the edge of the vehicle, and now that's pretty stable. And now we have, this also was in 2 pieces, this board right here. So how we dealt with this seam right there, you can kind of see it right there, is we put this piece right here. Let's get a back side picture of it right there, and then just cut that into place, and that's just sitting there right now. And so what I'm going to do is, and this looks really nice, we put some supports right here, which we screwed in through the top, just pieces of wood, you can see right there across. So this doesn't get pushed back if someone bangs into it, like that little back support. And then we'll screw into that once it's completely done, and we're not going to have access anymore, because right now we can still take these off. And then what we're going to do right here to keep this from retreating, that's the main purpose of this metal piece going back, is we have this piece of aluminum right here that we have. This is just a 1 inch right there by 1/8 inch or whatever. And we're just going to put this down here like that and cover up that seam and screw up from the bottom right there. We're going to screw up into this piece right here and sandwich these two pieces right here in between that piece and this piece, and it's going to create a nice sealing effect, and that will also help the strength of this whole thing, in case somebody, you know, is back here and they you know, grab this for support or whatever. It's really strong. And then we still say, well, hey, what about this seam right here, this edge? It's going to splinter off when you bang into that. Okay, yeah, I thought about that too. And so my solution was, I have this piece of angle iron, aluminum angle iron right here, and that just fits right up like that, and that squishes the whole thing, and then that's screwed into, so now this seam is now sandwiched inside there, and then I just screw up right here through the board into this metal steel like that. And I'll probably put one right here just so nothing gets, I got insulation on me. Wool, yay wool, we celebrate you. We don't have to breathe toxic crap and get cancer. So we screw right in here just to keep both, so that will screw through the aluminum into the metal box piece right here, what do we call that, square piece, into the steel right here, like that. Of course we're going to pre-drill that one, huh? And that's going to be nice and tight. Can you see that? Box like that. And I'll back up and so you can get a better angle, how do you understand how that whole thing is done. And oh yeah, so here's the lighting. I got these little, they call them sleepy eyes or lazy eyes or something like that. It's a LED light, and and here's my box here. And then I got these low profile. You put it on one side, only one lens goes on. Put it in the middle, they turn off, and put on the other side, both of them go on, or something like that. And those will go for the rest. But then I got, those are called double pancake LED lens, 3500 Kelvin, which is close to candlelight as you get. Natural light as opposed to this glaring bright white. These are like that. And then I'm gonna get these guys right here. These actually will go right here for this right here, and another one for there. And then these lazy eye things will go right here, pointing this way, so I can see in this cabinet area. And they're like, you know, in a movie theater or an airplane, they're down by the bottom of the chairs or whatever, so you can just barely see enough to walk. So if I want to get my stuff and somebody else is sleeping in here, I go over here and I put my switch. If you can, actually the wires are in the way. If you can see that little switch right there, and that switch, which is replaceable through this right there, if it ever goes out, the switches go out, and that will control these wires and these wires, which will then illuminate, both of those will turn on, which will illuminate this overhead cabin area. So that's pretty cool. And we're still working with the rest of the vehicle like that. We got insulation and tools and all types of random things everywhere. And luckily, this part right here, that point, from that point over to there, on each one of those little rafter things is 58 inches exactly. So I can just pop a bunch of pieces, which are already pre-cut over there, on, well, behind that 4x8 sheet. Tomorrow we're going to paint them and put up all the walls and finish up this this wool insulation right here everywhere. And pretty soon we'll talk about that wool insulation. So please subscribe, stay tuned, and like the video if it was helpful. Okay, so now everything is done, except for the lighting, of course. This trim piece is all screwed in, the bottom piece is all screwed in. We just have to make that box right there. And everything's on. We put these trim pieces, we cut those off and put those on like that. We've screwed in the side pieces right there in the back. Can barely see right there. We didn't do the best job on the cutting, but whatever, we're just moving forward. And this is done. This piece right here is bolted on, however you say that. And this is solid. This makes two kind of separate roll compartments with this little lip right here so nothing falls out. I may or may not eventually put a whole cabinet door right in here, but as of now I'm not going to mess with it, and I'll definitely put a trim piece over that. And that's pretty much it.